Welcome everyone. In this week's video and activity, we're going to analyze an e-learning platform and module in light of some of the reading we did this week. So we're going to look specifically at a demo lesson from Zemble, and we're going to apply some of the multimedia principles that Clark and Mayer introduce, and in addition, might talk about the navigation and interface of it and try to look at it holistically as well, not just breaking it down into small parts. Now, most of the multimedia principles are laid out in the Clark and Mayer reading in chapters 5 through 9. So you should definitely read that. In addition, there are some more resources that you can check out, and they're listed below. If you have a chance, I encourage you to check them out. Really good stuff. Below this video, you should also find the links to the forums and the prompts for what you should do there, and the assignments for the week. So take a look at all of that and share with each other and have a great time. So before we start actually evaluating the module, let's just review some of the multimedia principles. The first one they talk about is just the general multimedia principle that states people learn better from words and pictures rather than words alone. So we'll be looking in this for effective use of words and pictures to get the point across. Another principle is the segmenting principle that says people learn better when multimedia presentations are broken into small, manageable chunks instead of having one long, continuous unit. So we might see a 5 to 10 minute lesson instead of an hour-long lesson. And we also might see that it's learner-paced. So the learner can control the pace of it. They're not forced along. The third we might see is the pre-training principle, which states that people learn better from a multimedia lesson when they know some of the key names and characteristics of the main concepts. Next, we have the modality principle that states people learn better from animation and narration rather than from animation and on-screen text. So we'll be looking for use of narration with the pictures. Next, we have the coherence principle, which says that you should eliminate all those extraneous words and pictures and sounds. So if they're not crucial to the lesson being taught, we should get rid of them. After that, we have the redundancy principle, which states people learn better from animation and narration than from animation, narration, and on-screen text. So if we have too many elements at once, it can overload the working memory, and we don't want to do that. After that, we have the signaling principle, which states people learn better when the words include cues about the organization of the lesson. So they can kind of see where they are in the lesson and where it's going to. After that, we have the contiguity principle. People learn better when corresponding words and pictures are presented near rather than far from one another, and they're presented simultaneously. So it's not the case that we talk about the picture or show text about it and then show the picture 30 seconds later. And finally, we have the personalization principle, or principles, because I think there's more than one involved here. And this says you should try to make the lesson informal rather than formal. And you might do this by changing the tone of speech. Don't have it sound too dry, too formal. We definitely don't want the voice to sound robotic or distracting. It should sound like